Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Reverse Grid Championship on GT Sport. This is the special event, race 4 for this one. Getting ready for a start. We've got TY on pole because he completely disconnected from the last one. It wasn't his fault, he just completely disconnected, so no points in the last one, hence the pole position. Rodas second, Mr. Slow One third. So this is TY's to lose by the look of it, and he gets a good start. Seat 1 bad start, but obviously it's in the front wheel drive. Bidzster a good start from the back of the 4-wheel drive. A lot of 4-wheel drives in this one as everyone comes down towards the first corner, Paddock Hill bend. Jamo and Seat running side by side. Jamo through Bidzster sideways at the back. TY's in the lead. Rodas second. Mr. Slow One third. Nick Ash and Task 1 running in there. Seat 1 trying to go around the outside of Bidzster as Bidzster tucks in. Seat 1 behind. Again, everyone else cleanly through the first few corners. Mr. Slow One with Keith all over the back of him, and Task 1 looking up the inside of Keith as he does so. Up the inside. Task 1, bit of a shortcut there, but it's not going to help him. Rodas goes onto the gravel now. Rodas goes right backwards. Keith and Nick Hash almost make contact as well. So Rodas has gone completely backwards in that, almost right to the back of the pack. Again, we're minus Lil Yam due to connection difficulty, and Danny Quaver, for some reason, he just disappeared. I don't know what happened to him, but Danny Quaver disappearing from this one. Mr. Slow One with Task 1 up the inside. Task 1 goes over the curb. Mr. Slow One gives him space. Nick Hash says, I want it in there as well. Don't forget about me as we come down towards Sheen Curve. And Mr. Slow One tries to go around the outside. Nick Hash and goes off, and Nick Hash follows him. There's Mr. Slow One rejoining everyone else mid-pack. Bidzster's up there now. Bidzster's been scything his way through the field as well. Neil Farmack nearer the back as well, Nick Hash. So Mr. Slow One goes all the way back, so them two going further back. Bidzster trying to get around the outside of Jamo, that's not going to work. Cyrex is going to say hello. I'm going to go up the inside of you as well. So that's only the first lap. So we've got TY in the lead from Task 1, Keith, Jamo. Almost Jamo, but it was almost Cyrex. Bidzster waiting in the wings in that Lamborghini Huracan as well. Task 1 further ahead. Cyrex with the Bidzster up the inside, just giving him a little bit of a nudge at the same time. Jamo trying to go on the outside, bit of contact left right, but everything's okay there. Bidzster trying to go up the inside of Jamo, has to back out of it. No way through there. Neil Farmack getting stuck in now. Rodas as well. Seat 1 under pressure from these two. Rodas up the inside of Neil into Sterling's. Neil Farmack getting bumped left, right. There we are. Rodas making contact again. Nick Hash behind. Everyone with a target on their car. Meanwhile, TY's still ahead. As we look at this battle down here, Jamo with Rodas on the outside. Rodas goes round the outside of Jamo. Fantastic stuff. Neil Farmack getting joined in this now. Nick trying to make it 3 wide, backs out of it. Jamo defending from Neil Farmack there. So Jamo getting a bit rattled in this, going a bit further backwards. So now it all calms down as we go through Sheen Curve. Nick Hash trying to catch up to the back of Neil. We've got a car off. Cyrex has gone off there. Oh no, we'll get a replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened to Cyrex on lap 2. He's just looking from the outside camera. There he goes into the corner and just too fast hits the grass. Back end goes round, loses the rear end. Very lucky not to collect anyone there, and then has to rejoin. So unlucky there from Cyrex, just his own mistake. So as we come back from that replay, TY is in the lead. He's already at Paddock Hill Bend. TY in the Subaru in the lead. Task 1 in the spoon-coloured NSX in second place. Keith in third. Bidzster in fourth, catching up to Keith now. Got Seat 1 in fifth, and then these 4: Jamo, Rodas, Neil, Nick Hash, almost as one. But we'll look back at, look forward at Bidzster, who's catching Keith. So Bidzster's catching Keith here. Wanted to get every point he can to try and extend his lead in the championship. Keith goes a bit wide there. Bidzster will probably go up the inside. There he goes. Bidzster's up the inside there. So Bidzster will go through on Keith. Keith goes back down to fourth place. Bidzster through into third. So Bidzster on the podium again. So again, Bidzster doing well to work his way through these packs. TY's out front though. TY looks as though he's secure for these points unless he makes a big mistake or disconnection comes his way. Neil Farmack in 7th place with Rodas right behind him. Jamo's broke away from these 3 now. So they come down to Hawthorne. Nick Hash trying to go around the outside. That's not going to work on Rodas, not with the 4-wheel drive. As Neil Farmack in the MR. Mid-engine rear drive McGann. Very agile car. Rodas in the 4-wheel drive Lamborghini. Nick Hash in the front-wheel drive Scirocco. And then we've got Mr. Sloan in the four-wheel drive Atenza, and Cyrex making his way up from the back. We've got the dust there, and Jamo's gone off, Rodas has gone off as well. They were not near each other for contact, I don't think, so we'll get a replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened to Jamo on lap 3. Just loses the car into sheet curve all by himself, no contact. And if you look behind, Rodas does the exact same thing, just too fast into the corner, but Jamo loses a lot more places. So as we come back from that, Bidzster is now past Task 1 as well. Bidzster is past Task 1, Bidzster's in second place. Don't know if he's going to be able to catch TY, because TY's got a massive gap. TY there is just coming out of Druids, and here's Bidzster just coming towards it, so big gap there, probably about 7 seconds, 8 seconds or so I'd say, probably more. So Task 1 third, Keith 4th. Oh, Neil up the inside of seat 1 for 5th. Fantastic stuff, Neil Farmack and that McGann making it work very well. Up the inside of seat 1. Good job there. So good move there. Nick Hash bound to 7th. Here's Rodas and Cyrex. And Jamo will be further back. There is Jamo right at the back of the field after making that mistake at Sheen. As we look at Rodas with Cyrex on the outside in the TT. Rodas, and Cyrex is going to go right round the outside of Rodas in the TT. Just shows you the grip level of that TT and the superiority of that car. Rodas being passed round the outside by a front-wheel drive car in a four-wheel drive. That just shows you how good that TT is. And Mr. Slow One, well, they can take the L plates off because he's not last. He's making himself look really good here. Trying to go up the inside of Rodas, and thinks about it and ducks out of it. Jamo coming up to him now. So Jamo back in the fight. As ahead, we see some smoke there. Seat 1's gone off the road. Might even have been Task 1 because he's gone backwards into the hands of Keith and Neil. Neil, look, waiting in the wings. Task 1 trying to go up the inside of Keith. Keith says, no, you do not, sunshine. Right back there you go. So Keith into 3rd place there. Task 1 relegated to 4th. Neil Farmack within touching distance of this. Battle for the podium. Keith got it at the minute. There's Bidzster further up the road. Seat 1 closing again in the TT. The TT, the car to have. But obviously you can only use it once with the drivetrain swaps, as we're in the race 4 now, so you should all be familiar with it. But just in case you didn't miss those other 3 races, you have to use a different drivetrain in each race. So 4-wheel drive, MR, FR, FF, you use a different drivetrain, so front engine, front-wheel drive, front engine rear, mid-engine rear, or 4-wheel drive. Neil with a good run out of there in the MR, against another MR of the Task 1 in the NSX. As we look at seat 1 now, having a look at Neil Farmack up the inside into Hawthorne, but backs out of it because again that McGann very good round the corner. Probably the only car that could keep up with the front wheel drives on actual agility. So seat 1 backing off there as we look further back. Mr. Slow One relegated to last place now with Rodas in front of him, but he's not giving up in this one. He's still with the pack. He's doing well, Mr. Slow One. Rodas back down in 10th place after a promising start, but wasn't really able to make up the consistency. As we still look at this battle for 4th place, which is the best battle on track at the minute. Seat 1 closing up to Task 1 now. Looks like it's going to be Belgian versus Belgian. Neil surrounded by Belgians again. As we go across the line, start lap 6. The Task 1 looks up the inside of Neil Farmack into Paddock Hill Bend. And good stuff. Neil Farmack up to 4th place. Task 1 back down to 6th. So Task 1 all the way back down to 6th place now in 2 corners. Just shows you, I think the tyres are going off in that NSX. And seat 1 in the TT quite far, well, looking like he's got some good pace now. Neil Farmack a bit further up the road. So just got to be careful of that. Because Keith is going to be looking in his mirrors. Keith needs to start looking in his mirrors now because he's got Neil Farmack closing up in that McGann. Again, Keith very wide there through Hawthorne. This is going to be Neil's opportunity to go up the inside, and he has done. Even before Westfield, before that corner that he just gone through there, he just had enough overspeed on Keith after Keith went wide, and that's it. Just one mistake and you lose the place. That's how close the racing is in LPB racing. We are a clean sim racing league. And oh, Keith not exactly keeping his car clean there, making it rather dirty on the grass, and he's going to get passed by seat 1 there. Yeah, easy as that. So another mistake by Keith, and he goes backwards. So Keith really needs to just settle down now, get into a rhythm, and just try and get consistent laps just to get up that pace again. As we look further back, Jamo in 8th place, he's past Cyrex now. So Jamo on the move after a horrible start to this race. Rodas into the gravel, and right backwards. Mr. Slowone says, thank you very much, I'll take that any day. And then Rodas goes right back to last place again, unlucky for Rodas. As we look at Jamo catching up to Nick Hash now. But ahead of this, Keith, seat 1 and task 1, all running very close together. Here's to Surtees. Look how good that Lamborghini is on the brakes, but then the mid-cornering speed of that TT helps, and then obviously the straight line speed now, which will mean the TT will pull away on the straight. Keith will try and keep with him if he can. As we look further back, Jamo and Cyrex still very close together. Anything can happen in this one. But we'll just have a quick look at our leader there, TY, already coming into Sterling's. He's already gone through Sheen. So all the way coming down to the last corner now. So TY doing a very good job in this race, keeping it consistent. There he goes. And there's Bidzster in 2nd place. And look who's catching Bidzster. It's Neil. Neil in that Megane really got it hooked up well. I think Bidster's tyres must be going off in that Lamborghini, because Neil's really catching him up. That's no disrespect to Neil, but obviously I think he is being aided by Bidster's ailing tyres. Because Bidzster will have pushed hard to get through to the front of the pack like that. And he'll have destroyed his tyres doing it. And Neil Farmack there in the Megane. Very nice car, one of the best cars round Brands Hatch, apart from the front wheel drives. So yeah, mid-engine rear drive Megane against 4-wheel drive Lamborghini. Neil versus Bidzster. This is going to be a good one, folks. As we go around Druids. Out of Druids down towards Graham Hill Bend. Oh, Neil on the grass there. Don't want to be doing that every lap. Oh, very wide onto the grass there. Just trying to keep the car smooth. Very fine movements. So Neil gets a bit twitchy there, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move yet. As we look at seat 1 and Keith in the background. There they go. And we've got Jamo and Cyrex coming down towards Graham Hill Bend and through it. There's TY. Let's go back to Bidzster and Neil. Again, Bidzster should have the upper hand in that Lamborghini on the straight, but then we come down to the corners. This is where you'll see the Neil Farmack close right in. Let's watch Neil round this corner. Yeah, good round there. It's right behind Bidzster now, so you can see the cornering difference. Even though the Lamborghini's got 4-wheel drive, that turn in and the agility of the Megane, he's all over the back of him like a rash. Left, right. Bidzster's going to have to put his defensive head on now to try and keep ahead of Neil Farmack, who twitches that Megane through Sheen into Sterling's. Again, look how tight he can go on the lines, using all the track. Bidzster not wanting to use all the track because his tyres are going. Wants to use as less of it as possible. As we go into clearways. Clark curve. Up over the line. Bidzster takes the defensive route. Neil Farmack trying to go around the outside, but again, he'll not outdo that Lamborghini. As we look further back, Keith and seat 1, so seat 1 ahead of Keith now, so they've swapped positions. Bidzster sideways on the defence on the inside. Oh, trying to keep as tight a line in that Lamborghini as possible. Neil Farmack trying to drive around the outside. Bidzster contact, saying, no you don't, sunshine, you're going to try harder to get past me. And he is trying harder, he's going right around the outside of him. Set himself up for the inside of Graham Hill Bend. Beautifully done by Neil Farmack. Beautiful move there, set him up very well, set him up on the entrance to Druids, round the outside because he knew he had the grip, and then had the inside line for the downhill section, and he knew that Lamborghini wouldn't be able to turn in at that next corner. So there he goes, he's ahead, but Bidzster's not out of this yet, because Bidzster's got the speed in that Lamborghini. He's going for the inside, and he's got him into Hawthorne. Beautifully done, but again, this is where Neil's car, look how quick he could get to the inside there, but he didn't have enough across. He knew Bidzster would go defensive on the inside. As we go around there now, down towards Sheen Curve. What a beautiful battle this is. Up over Sheen, mount the curb. Bidzster's not doing too bad here, to say that his tyres are going off. Into Sterling's, but equally Neil Farmack doing a marvellous job to try and keep with Bidzster here and pile on that pressure as we are now about to start the last lap. TY's already on his last lap. Neil Farmack goes to the inside. Bidzster says, no you do not. Slices the door shut as we go on to the last lap. Paddock Hill Bend. Takes the inside line, bit smoother this time for Bidzster. Got to get the car across, can't do it in time. Neil's up the inside into Druids. Up the inside he goes, Bidzster can't turn in, there we go, and Neil Farmack goes through. Now I doubt whether Bidzster will be able to stay with him now, because you've got a couple of corners to get ahead, Neil, before that straight. So we'll just quickly come back to that in a minute. Seat 1 is still in front of Keith here for 4th place, a good battle raging on here as well. The Task 1, Cyrex, Nick Hash, Rod Aston, but Jamo's gone backwards again. Jamo's gone backwards again to 10th position, so Jamo all the way back there in 10th. So not a good race for Jamo. There's TY. And here's Bidzster with his last sort of attempt on Neil. Has a little look, think about it, has a little look. Just to try and put Neil off in his mirrors. But I don't think it's going to happen unless you can pull a rabbit out of the hat. It's not going to happen here because Neil's going to have the corner advantage, as you can see there. Hops the curb, gets the power on. No messing about. As you come to Sheen Curve for the last time. Very tricky corner, do not want to make a mistake there, especially with the car that's rear drive. Into Sterling's for the last time. Neil Farmack still ahead, I think he's got enough of a gap now. But one man who's dominated this race is TY92. Fantastic race from TY, well controlled, well deserved win. He wins in the Subaru, good job for TY, wins race 4. Neil Farmack comes out the last corner with Bidzster behind him, but he's going to be in front. Neil Farmack takes 2nd place, fantastic. And Bidzster in 3rd place. Good effort by Bidzster, but his tyres went off at the end. Keith is just going to lose out to Seat 1. Seat 1 gets 4th, Keith 5th. Brilliant stuff there. Task 1 comes home in the NSX in 6th position. Cyrex and Nick Hash on the line. Cyrex and Nick Hash on the line. It's going to be front-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive. Scirocco versus TT. It's just Cyrex from Nick Hash for 7th place. Every point counts in this championship, especially when double points are on offer, which they are here. Jamo up to 9th place, but that's not where he wanted to finish in that one. He had good pace to finish elsewhere in that one, to finish further up. So Jamo in 9th, Rodas is going to be 10th, and Mr. Slow One is going to be in 11th place. We'll just stop it there so we can see our winner. Okay guys, let's run you through those results then. So it was TY who was your victor in that in the Subaru by 9.7 seconds. A big gap there from Neil Farmack in the Megane in 2nd place, who just gets Bidzster on the last lap in the Lamborghini Huracan in 3rd. 4th, Seek 1 in the TT Cup. Then 5th, it's Keith in the Huracan. Task 1 in the NSX in 6th place, followed by Cyrex in 7th in the TT. Nick Hash 8th in the Scirocco. Jamo 9th in the NSX. Rodas 10th in the Huracan, and then in 11th is Mr. Slow One in the Atenza. Fastest lap to Neil Farmack, 1:26.449. And there's the winner, TY92 in the Subaru. Good race by TY. That was the double points events, special events from Brands Hatch, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.